Archangel Michael says, your soulmate is going through something deeply emotional right now. Something in your heart led you to this message today. And before you hear another word, take a moment to notice that feeling. There is a quiet reason you stopped here. Not because of coincidence, not because of chance, but because somewhere deep inside you, there has been a question that has not fully left your mind. A question about connection. A question about someone you have not forgotten, even when life has asked you to focus on other things. Archangel Michael's message today speaks gently to that part of you. It speaks to the unseen bond that exists between two souls who are still growing through their own journeys. And right now, according to this message, your soulmate is carrying emotions that run deeper than most people around them realize. They may smile when others are watching. They may continue their daily routines. Yet beneath the surface, something meaningful is moving through their heart. The emotional experience they are facing is not simply sadness, and it is not something dramatic that can be explained in a single sentence. It is the kind of feeling that arrives when a person begins understanding themselves in a new way. It comes when old memories meet new awareness. It comes when someone starts recognizing what truly matters after spending too much time focused on what does not. Your soulmate is reflecting on many things they once pushed aside. Certain moments keep returning to their thoughts. Certain conversations feel different now. Certain choices are being viewed through a completely new lens. Stay with this because there is something important here. The emotional depth they are experiencing is helping them become more honest with themselves than they have been in a very long time. What makes this especially meaningful is that growth often happens quietly. The world celebrates loud transformations, but the deepest changes usually happen in silence. They happen during sleepless nights, thoughtful walks, unexpected memories, and moments when nobody else is present. Your soulmate is moving through one of those seasons. They are discovering feelings that can no longer be ignored. They are beginning to understand the value of genuine connection, emotional safety, and authentic love. Even if they cannot fully explain everything they are feeling, their heart is slowly guiding them toward greater clarity. There is a soft awakening taking place within them, and each day reveals another piece of what they truly need and what they truly want. Meanwhile, you may have felt unusual emotions yourself recently. Perhaps moments of reflection appeared without warning. Perhaps certain thoughts arrived repeatedly, even when you tried to focus elsewhere. Sometimes when two people share a meaningful soul connection, personal growth on one side can create subtle shifts on the other. This does not mean you must do anything or figure everything out today. It simply means you can trust your own journey while theirs continues unfolding as well. Archangel Michael's message is not asking you to chase answers. It is inviting you to remain open, patient, and aware of your own inner growth. Because what is happening within your soulmate right now is only the beginning of a much deeper story that is still being written. There are moments in life when a person appears completely fine on the outside while carrying an ocean of feelings within, and this is the space your soulmate seems to be moving through right now. As the days pass, they are becoming increasingly aware of emotions they once kept buried beneath responsibilities, distractions, and routines. What they are experiencing is not confusion for the sake of confusion. It is a gradual unraveling of truths they were not yet ready to face before. Certain walls they built to protect themselves are beginning to soften. And through those openings, memories, hopes, and unanswered feelings are finding their way back into the light. The process is gentle, but it is powerful. Every realization is helping them understand their own heart more clearly than they have in years. One of the most emotional parts of this journey is the growing awareness of what has been missing. Sometimes people do not recognize the value of connection until they experience distance from it. They do not fully understand the comfort of being understood until they spend too much time feeling unseen. Your soulmate has been reflecting on the difference between surface-level interactions and the deeper bonds that nourish the soul. They are beginning to notice that not every conversation reaches the heart, and not every relationship creates peace. This awareness is bringing both clarity and emotion. There are moments when they feel hopeful, and there are moments when they feel vulnerable. Yet each feeling serves a purpose, guiding them closer to a more honest understanding of themselves. As these emotions continue rising, they may find themselves revisiting memories they once overlooked. Small details suddenly feel significant. Ordinary moments reveal hidden meaning. A simple memory can carry an unexpected emotional weight because they are seeing it through new eyes. What once seemed unimportant now feels connected to a larger picture. Don't miss what comes next, because this shift is not about dwelling in the past. It is about learning from it. The heart often revisits old chapters not to remain there, but to gather wisdom before moving forward. Your soulmate is slowly collecting those lessons. Every reflection is helping them release old misunderstandings and make room for greater emotional maturity. At the same time, this message gently reminds you to honor your own path. While your soulmate is navigating these emotional waters, your growth remains equally important. There is a reason both journeys are unfolding at their own pace. Life has a way of preparing people individually before they fully understand how their experiences connect. You do not need to force understanding, search endlessly for signs, or carry the weight of unanswered questions. Instead, allow yourself to remain grounded in the present moment. The energy surrounding this connection feels less like urgency and more like quiet preparation. What is changing inside your soulmate is becoming stronger with every passing day, and the story unfolding within their heart is beginning to reveal a depth they can no longer ignore. A quiet shift is taking place in your soulmate's heart, and it is happening in a way they never expected. Not through a dramatic event or a sudden revelation, but through a series of small moments that continue returning to their mind when everything else becomes quiet. They are beginning to notice patterns they once overlooked, feelings they dismissed or asking to be acknowledged, questions they avoided or no longer willing to stay unanswered. There is something deeply human about this stage of their journey because it is not about certainty, it is about discovery. They are learning that some emotions cannot be reasoned away, and some connections leave an imprint that remains present no matter how much time passes. The more they listen to their heart, the harder it becomes to ignore what it has been trying to tell them. What makes this experience so emotional is that growth often requires letting go of an older version of oneself. Your soulmate is gradually releasing beliefs, fears, and expectations that once shaped many of their decisions. This process is not always comfortable. There are moments when they wonder whether they should continue moving forward or return to what feels familiar, yet deep inside, they know they are changing. They know they are becoming someone who values truth over appearances and authenticity over convenience. Stay with this, because there is something important here. Every step they take toward emotional honesty creates more room for genuine connection, compassion, and understanding. The person emerging from this season is not the same person who entered it. During quiet evenings or reflective moments, they may find themselves thinking about the kind of relationship they truly want to experience. Not the idealized version presented to the world, but the real one. The kind built on trust, acceptance, emotional safety, and mutual growth. These thoughts are becoming more frequent because their priorities are changing. Things that once seemed important are losing their hold. Things they once ignored are gaining significance. It is as though their heart is gently reorganizing itself, placing what matters most at the center. This realization brings both peace and emotion. Peace because they are finally seeing clearly, and emotion because clarity often reveals how deeply certain feelings have existed all along. As you listen to this message, you may feel a quiet sense of recognition within yourself. Perhaps you understand what it feels like to outgrow old versions of your life. Perhaps you know what it means to carry emotions that are difficult to explain. In many ways, your journey and theirs mirror one another more than either of you realize. Archangel Michael's message reminds you that meaningful connections are often shaped through personal transformation before they are fully understood. Nothing here asks you to rush ahead or seek immediate answers. Instead, it invites you to trust the process unfolding beneath the surface. Because while your soulmate continues navigating these emotional depths, they are moving closer to a realization that has the power to change the way they see themselves, their future, and the connection that remains quietly present in their heart. Sometimes the most meaningful changes begin the moment a person stops running from their own heart. That is where your soulmate seems to be standing now. They are reaching a point where silence no longer hides what they truly feel. The emotions they have been carrying are becoming clearer, and with that clarity comes a new level of self-awareness. What once felt like scattered thoughts is beginning to form a complete picture. They are starting to understand why certain memories stayed with them, why certain feelings never completely faded, and why some connections continue to feel significant even after time has moved forward. This realization is arriving gently, but its impact is profound. It is creating a deeper sense of honesty within them than they have experienced in a very long time. As this awareness grows, they are also learning an important lesson about vulnerability. Many people spend years protecting their hearts without realizing that protection can sometimes become distance. Your soulmate has spent time building emotional barriers that felt necessary at the time. Those barriers help them navigate difficult experiences and uncertain seasons. Yet now they are beginning to see that true emotional fulfillment requires openness. It requires courage. There is something important here. They are discovering that strength is not found in hiding emotions, but in understanding them. This shift is allowing them to connect with themselves on a deeper level, and that inner connection is becoming the foundation for everything that follows. What makes this period so significant is that they are no longer focused only on what happened in the past. Their attention is slowly turning toward the future. They are asking themselves meaningful questions about what kind of life they want to build and what kind of relationships deserve a place within it. The answers are not arriving all at once, but each reflection brings greater clarity. They are beginning to recognize the difference between temporary comfort and lasting connection. They are learning that genuine bonds are not defined by perfection, but by understanding, patience, and emotional truth. Every day, their heart is becoming more aligned with what truly matters. The deeper they go into this process, the more authentic their perspective becomes. Meanwhile, this message gently reminds you that your own growth continues to matter just as much. While your soulmate is discovering new truths within themselves, you are being encouraged to trust the wisdom developing within your own heart. You do not need to carry the burden of figuring everything out today. Some chapters unfold naturally when both people are ready to understand them. Archangel Michael's message speaks of quiet alignment rather than urgency. It speaks of two individual journeys moving through seasons of learning, healing, and self-discovery. And as your soulmate continues walking through this emotional transformation, they are approaching a realization that feels closer than ever before. A realization that will help them understand not only what they feel, but why those feelings have remained so meaningful throughout their journey. There comes a moment in every deep emotional journey when the heart grows tired of carrying unanswered feelings in silence. Your soulmate is moving closer to that moment now. The emotions they have been processing are no longer distant thoughts floating in the background. They are becoming impossible to ignore. What began as quiet reflection has slowly evolved into genuine understanding. Piece by piece, they are connecting experiences, memories, and emotions that once seemed unrelated. The picture is becoming clearer. They are realizing that some of the most important truths in life are not discovered through logic alone. They are felt. They are recognized in the quiet spaces between thoughts, where the heart speaks more honestly than words ever could. One of the deepest realizations unfolding within them is the understanding that meaningful connections leave lasting impressions for a reason. Certain people enter our lives and become part of our inner world in ways that cannot easily be explained. Even when life becomes busy, even when circumstances change, those impressions remain. Your soulmate is beginning to recognize this reality within their own experience. The feelings surfacing now are not arriving to create confusion. They are arriving to bring understanding. Stay with this, because there is something important here. The emotional depth they are experiencing is helping them see what truly resonates with their soul and what no longer aligns with the person they are becoming. At times, this awareness may feel both beautiful and overwhelming. Growth often carries both emotions at once. There is beauty in discovering truth, but there is also vulnerability in facing it. Your soulmate is learning that emotional honesty requires courage. It asks a person to look inward without judgment and to accept what they find there. This is exactly what they are doing. Rather than pushing feelings away, they are slowly allowing themselves to understand them. As a result, they are becoming more compassionate toward themselves, more patient with their own journey, and more open to the possibilities that life continues to place before them. The transformation is subtle, yet it is changing the way they see everything around them. As this chapter continues unfolding, Archangel Michael's message offers a gentle reminder for you as well. Trust that meaningful growth is never wasted, even when it happens quietly. Trust that every lesson, every reflection, and every moment of personal healing serves a purpose. Your soulmate's emotional journey is leading them toward greater clarity, but your own path holds equal value. There is no need to rush ahead or seek certainty before it naturally arrives. Instead, allow yourself to remain present, grounded, and open to the wisdom life is revealing. What is taking shape now is not simply an emotional experience. It is a deeper understanding of love, connection, and personal truth. And as your soulmate continues embracing that understanding, they are drawing closer to a sense of peace that has been waiting patiently within them all along. As this message reaches its final chapter, imagine for a moment how much can change inside a person when they choose to listen to their heart instead of resisting it. That is the quiet transformation your soulmate has been experiencing. The emotions they have carried, questioned, and explored are gradually settling into understanding. What once felt uncertain is beginning to feel meaningful. What once felt hidden is becoming easier to acknowledge. They are discovering that the answers they search for outside themselves have often been waiting within them all along. Through reflection, patience, and emotional growth, they are developing a deeper relationship with their own truth. And in that truth, they are finding a sense of peace that cannot be forced or hurried. The beautiful thing about genuine emotional growth is that it changes the way a person sees everything. Your soulmate is not simply learning about their feelings, they are learning about themselves. They are recognizing their strengths, understanding their vulnerabilities, and appreciating the experiences that shape them into who they are today. Every challenge they faced contributed to this moment of awareness. Every lesson helped prepare them for greater emotional wisdom. As their perspective expands, they are becoming more capable of appreciating authentic connection, meaningful communication, and the quiet beauty of being truly understood. The emotional season they are moving through is not a detour from their path. It is an important part of it. At the same time, this message gently returns your attention to your own journey. Throughout life, we sometimes focus so much on understanding others that we forget to recognize our own growth. Yet you have been growing too. You have been learning, healing, reflecting, and becoming. The experiences that brought you here have shaped your heart in ways that may not always be visible, but they matter.
The connection described in this message is not only about another person's transformation, it is also about your willingness to remain open to your own. There is wisdom in trusting the timing of life. There is strength in allowing things to unfold naturally. And there is peace in knowing that not every answer must arrive immediately in order to have value. So as you leave this message behind, carry this feeling with you. Sometimes the deepest connections are reflected not through certainty, but through growth. Archangel Michael's message today is ultimately one of compassion, patience, and quiet understanding. Your soulmate is moving through an emotional awakening that is helping them become more aligned with who they truly are. And you are being invited to honor your own path with the same kindness and trust. Let your heart remain open, let your spirit remain calm, and let the future unfold one step at a time.
What matters most is not rushing toward a destination, but appreciating the growth that happens along the way. In that space of patience and self-awareness, clarity naturally arrives and a deeper sense of peace quietly finds its way home.